Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to another episode here of Midtown USA. This is episode number 20, and thank you all so much for coming back for yet another episode on this really wonderful map. Let's see. In the real world, it is, what is today anyway? Today is, in the real world, I think there's a song about that. Today is the, uh, gosh, it is the 28th of February, last day of February. My gosh, I would have thought that I would have remembered that, but running full screen here, I didn't know what the date was. But yeah, it's the last day of February, and it is in the evening. And I haven't recorded in the evenings in quite some time. I've been since I've kind of been on this relaxed. I'll call it a relaxed schedule, I suppose. I haven't really been recording in the evenings during the work week, just simply because I've had so much going on. But as I indicated to you, perhaps one of the last episodes that you will have watched, and it was something that I believe I recorded last week, which you have not seen yet, as I write this or as I record this particular episode. I am traveling this next work week, so that would be the work week of the 5th of March. I'll get my dates and everything here all set up and everything here momentarily. But yeah, I am recording, so I am leaving out on Sunday. Sunday, gosh, what day is that? Sunday the 4th of March. I'm leaving out for a few days to Orlando, um, where we have an office down there, and working on a project. And boy, I tell you what, it has um, it's been sort of a stressful, hectic situation and everything. I can't go into a lot of details as to what it all involves and everything, but let me just put it this way and say that I will be glad when it's over, and we'll be glad to sort of be off of this particular round of project work that is having to be done for this particular project, and I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, enough of all of that. We are here on the farm today. It's a brand new game day from what we were in just before the previous episode. We are in a game day where we are still going to do some seeding today. We're going to probably here in a few minutes we'll get with the seeding and just sort of carry that through to the end of the episode, and then I'll finish up whatever needs to be finished up off camera. But we're going to seed I believe, our last soybean field. So just a little bit of update here for you, off some of the off-camera stuff, off-camera antics, maybe we could call it. If we bring up our map here, and if we toggle over here and take a look at crop stuff here, we've got, obviously we did 16 in an episode. I did 17 off camera, so this has been seeded because we didn't bell this. We got an extra bonus there, so it's already up to its top fertilization state there, 17. So we will need to fertilize 16 before that crop comes into fruition. And then of course we're going to seed. Field number. We're going to seed field number 15 today. We're going to run this up to the wool store because they need some wool. And quite honestly, there's no better time than the present, I suppose, to sell this. So let me go ahead and load this up on the trailer, and I'll be right back with you. All right. Well, as it is supposed to rain later today, let's go ahead and get our barn doors shut up here. Get those buttoned up and everything. And we'll go ahead and take this up to our wool sell point, and we'll jump in the tractor here. I'll show you where we're going to go. Over here to MidTown Wool. It's just up the hill over here. So we're going to go ahead and head up there. And Yeah, so hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Hope you are, hope by the time you're watching this episode, it is going to be March for you. And obviously, because today is the last day of February, right? So that's what will obviously come next. Hopefully, hopefully, your February has been awesome, and your March will also be equally as good for you, as easy for you, as wonderful for you, or challenging for you if that's what you want out of the month. I know a few of you are a few of my viewers, one in particular. Won't call out any names or anything, but I do know that um, one of you, and I'm sure a few more, work in the tax space, in the tax area. And so I know you are busy with your doing all your tax forms for your customers and all that kind of stuff. And certainly appreciate all the hard work that you guys do, because I tell you what, sometimes, well, I think that we've pretty much gotten to the point the last couple of years that my wife and I have been able to do our taxes ourselves. And so I'm not real sure where the wool sell point is here, but we'll just kind of drive around and find out. It might be right here where this question mark is. Let's just go ahead and hop out here and go and check that out together. But anyway, yeah, selling point for wool. Okay. So I tell you what, that is, I hope, and I know I've maybe talked about this before. I know I talk a lot about my hopes and dreams and everything for a better farm sim game, especially when we're talking about giants. And so let's see, let's go ahead and take these off the work position there, and then we'll drive through and they should just go ahead and sell. But one of the things that I'm certainly hoping for is I'm hoping that let me bring up that menu again. BBB. Why? There we go. All right. So did we sell something? Nope, we did not sell something. Uh, Hang on. Cut. All right. Take two. I don't think I've ever done that before. Yelled cut during an episode, but we are selling now, so they will start to disappear. But anyway, one of the things that I'm really hoping that we will see a change in, because this did not occur in FS15 to the best of my knowledge, but I really hope that anytime Giants decides to push a message to us, whether it's an equipment sale taking place down at the store, or a great demand for a particular product or whatever, that it does not stop our vehicle, our tractor, our combine, our truck, whatever it is that we might be driving cold. Let that be sort of a $26,000 worth of wool there, ladies and gentlemen. Let that be just a transparent message that pops up on the screen with perhaps a key that we can assign to it, or maybe just hitting the escape key or something will cause that message to disappear. Let's not, it really bugs me because of maybe the immersion factor and everything that I enjoy about simulation-based games, but it really annoys me when I get a pop-up message in Farm Sim 17 and it just basically stops me dead in my tracks. That's just kind of annoying, and if it functioned that way in 15, I don't really think that it did, but if it perhaps did, then I've just had a bit of a brain lapse and I don't remember that. But I don't think it did it that way. I'm not sure. I don't know if I remember how they presented messages to us in 15. Like I've said before, when 17 came out, I had wrapped up everything that I needed to do with Farm Sim 15 just the day before, and I came home from work that evening. I think it was on a Monday or maybe a Tuesday, Monday or a Tuesday. Came home and basically loaded up Farm Sim 17 and enjoyed it, and did not look back to 15 at all. So I'm going to park this here because it's a little bit, well, that cedar is kind of covering the parking spot up there where we normally park this rig. And let's go ahead and get in our big bud. We're about 11 minutes into the Babel session today. Me talking, setting up here talking to you all. So let's That's 1,586 liters of fertilizer. Is that going to be enough for us? I tell you what, I'm going to fill her up with some fertilizer and some maybe some more seeds, and I'll be right back with you. All right, well, 89% is close enough there. And let's just go ahead, $6,363 in fertilizer costs. Stuff's not cheap, but you know, the extra yield and everything that we do get from it. All right, well, there we go, folks. I think about 92% of fertilizer will be enough there for us. Cost us about $6,000 or so to put that in there, but it is well worth it. We will certainly reap the benefits of that. You know the old saying, you reap what you sow, so we'll get the benefits from that, obviously, in additional crop yield and everything, and a much more healthier soybean crop. So let's go ahead and head on up here to our field. Field number 15 is the field that we're going to be planting in soybeans this afternoon. And I think if I didn't say this before at the start of the episode, I can't remember if I did or not, but we are in a brand new game day. It is midsummer, and the time period, our window is quickly closing on the ability to get soybeans in the ground. And so this is basically the last day that we have the ability to do this. And so therefore, well, we need to get the work done, right? And we'll go ahead and put our selection over there to our seeder unit and go ahead and drop that down. And I am going to set up GPS, and I'll be right back with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I had to yell cut again just a few moments ago, sort of off camera, because I realized that, well, I made a mistake. I made perhaps a rookie level type mistake, but a mistake nonetheless. I simply forgot that I would not be able to direct seed this field without cultivating it first. And so as a result of that error on my part, I had to run back to the main farm, round up a guy that was hanging around that could drive the second big bud there for us and pull the big cultivator. And so he is off and running there, and I gave him plenty of time to get a row ahead of us there, and hopefully we'll be able to stay sort of away from him, and he'll stay away from us, and we'll all just kind of work together here in this field, getting our third and final field of soybeans in the ground. What a magical time, magical day and everything that this is. Now, I may, just for grins and giggles, I may go ahead and put soybeans in field number 10 as well. I suppose if, you know, because it is only just shy of 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the midsummer time frame here, I suppose we could also do field number 11, but I'm just not going to do that. I think that's going to be just way too much harvest when that comes along, and well, we don't need it. So pending that we have good yields on the 3 fields that we basically will have planted, should barring no breakdowns or anything in getting this field finished up, we should have plenty to go. And then again, if I choose to plant number 10 in soybeans, that will just kind of be the added bonus. That will be the cream on the top there for us. But yeah, so let's see. I kind of have lost my train of thought, and that does happen. You know, I don't, and many of the other YouTube content creators that I know, we don't work off of scripts. We pretty much kind of decide what we need to do and what we're going to showcase to you all pretty much when we sit down in our chairs. Well, we kind of have a general idea of what needs to be done. So, you know, depending on the season, if it's planting season or harvest season, you know, you can bet that there's going to be something related to that, or if we need to cut grass or whatever. But I think what I'm trying to say, and I think what you will hear me say, is that, you know, for the most part, we just kind of do what needs to be done, kind of go with the flow and figure out what that is. And so because we don't work off of a script or anything like that, if I have something that causes me just a little bit of of a brain lapse there, which is exactly kind of what happened when I realized that I needed to have this field cultivated. Then it kind of throws me off just a little bit. It throws my rhythm off. It throws a lot of other things off, and as a result of all of that, I kind of forget what I was saying, what I was talking about, what I maybe had already said, or what I should say, or what I need to say next, and all that kind of stuff. So it maybe is kind of like, for those of you that have children, perhaps maybe it's similar to that. That if you are talking and carrying on a conversation with another adult, and your children interrupt you, then perhaps you've lost that train of thought, and that does happen with me. I don't know if it happens with my other content creator friends or not. If any of them watch, they might chime in. But if things don't, if I have sort of a courseplay breakdown, it's not working the way that it's supposed to, and I have to kind of stop mid-thought to go and fix that. Sometimes I do forget what I have already said, and maybe it's maybe it's a sign of old age. Maybe it's maybe it's just having way too many bits of information running around in my head, and try as hard as I might, I do somewhat struggle, even when I am trying to lose myself in the virtual world of farming or truck driving or whatever it is that I might be doing. It is often, I'm going to grab a screenshot here of our passing tractors, our passing big buds. If I'm not mistaken, this will be the last time that our big buds will be working together, at least on this map. So that's kind of a cool thing there. But anyway, and again, I've lost my train of thought there. But no, what I was saying was, I do often find it hard to leave the stresses and everything, especially if I've got something hectic going on at work, like a project, or I'm about to travel, and I'm often going through the list of things in my head that I need to do, and sometimes I just cannot stop my mind from thinking about those things, even when I am trying to do something like have some fun with farm sim or truck sim or flight sim or something like that. Anyway, so I kind of have a feeling that this episode is going to kind of be perhaps not one of my best, but hopefully you guys will forgive me, and I'll promise to make it up to you. I'll try to do a little bit better job down the road. But this trip that I'm going to be embarking on, it's going to take me away from home for quite a while, or for quite a few days this coming week, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to have just 2 videos or 3 videos for you guys to watch. So again, kind of bear with me, and we'll see how that goes. Now, if I have the opportunity, and I don't really know, I'm going to try to, right now I'm sort of thinking this episode may appear as a 3rd episode for the week of the 5th, but if I'm unable to get another episode recorded, then I may need to just sort of reserve this and just keep 2 episodes for the week of the 5th, and we'll see how it goes for the week of the 12th. Let's see, so what else was I going to tell you all, because I had some other things that I wanted to say that was kind of top of mind, but they have also somewhat escaped me. But yeah, this will pretty much wrap up the planting, the seeding and everything that we are attempting to try to do here on this map. If I do seed field number, field number 9 or 10, I'll do that off camera, just because we have done already 2 episodes that have kind of dominated the topic of seeding, as well as all the other episodes that we did earlier in this series. This being episode number 21, it is. you've already seen some seeding and everything that we have done prior to this. So I don't know, again, don't work from a script, just have to kind of see what tasks need to be done, and we will figure out what our next few episodes will be about here on this map. I'm still, my character, what I consider to be my character on Thornton Farm, is still on winter break, winter vacation, whatever we want to kind of call that. And so there won't be any Thornton Farm episodes for just another couple of weeks. My hope is, my desire, my plan is to essentially be able to go a few weeks, a couple of weeks. Now my wife, every time I say a couple of whatever, a couple of weeks, couple of days, couple of potato chips or whatever, she always asks me, is that a Texas couple, or is that actually two? In her vocabulary, a couple is two, 1, 2, and in my vocabulary, my Texas, being raised in Texas, a couple can be anything from 2 to, I don't know, 9, 10, 12, 100, I don't know. But yeah, it's probably going to be more than 2 weeks that you're not going to see Thornton Farm. And then my guess is the Thornton Farm episode, or the very next episode of Thornton Farm that you will see, will probably be the wrap-up episode, the end, the episode that we kind of bring everything together and determine what the future is for Mr. Thornton's farm, and for my character, and Smithy and Thomas and those guys. So it's going to take me a little while before I can get into that, because what I've wanted to do is I've wanted to basically, essentially just segue right from Thornton Farm into my next British map project that I wanted to do. And that is still an idea that I have in my head. I just have not figured out yet which British map that might be. I would absolutely love, I think, to play Oakfield. It is a beautiful map, and yes, I have poked around on it. I do have an active game save where I have been doing a few things when time permits, like picking out my equipment and getting some things kind of staged and maybe somewhat ready to actually, go into that map and actually start recording and creating some content from it. But I also recognize the fact that Oakfield is out there on YouTube in abundance. Pretty much all of the what I call the top the top YouTube content creators are all doing content on all doing episodes on Oakfield. And I know that at the end of the day, that may or may not really matter, because quite honestly, when I watch another YouTuber, and I realize that this is just me and you may be different, but when I watch another YouTube content creator play a map, I'm not necessarily interested in the map itself, because let's face it, some of the folks that I watch, and I know maybe some of the folks that you watch, they're playing maps that are not yet available. And by the way, while we're speaking about available maps, Tazewell County version 2.0 is finally available on FSUK, so go and get it, guys, and enjoy it. But anyway, a lot of the maps that some of these other guys play, like Dagger Win and Landy Kid and so on and so forth, a lot of those maps, when they first start playing them, those maps are not available. So it really doesn't matter to me when I am watching someone play a map. It doesn't really matter to me what map they're playing. I enjoy their playing style. If it's somebody that I really enjoy watching, I enjoy their playing style. I enjoy the things that they want to talk about, and everything. And I know that everybody is a little bit different, and I've kind of evolved in, because I honestly struggle to stay in role play mode 100%. I really struggle with that, and so I've sort of developed this blog style, or this podcast style, of you know, gaming, where I talk about whatever I'm doing and however I'm doing it. And hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I mean, people still continue to watch, and I'm still going to continue to make videos as long as I have time and as long as I can take a breath. But so it really doesn't matter. And maybe I'm way off target here. Maybe, you know, maybe you guys really do care about, you know, maybe you think about it's the map first and then it's other things second. But in my mind, in my sort of way of thinking, it's less about the particular map and really just more about the journey. And so I think some of you will probably agree with that. And so if I do decide to play Oakfield, I know that you'll just enjoy it because it's me playing it, and I'm not being arrogant when I say that. But so anyway, we'll see. And the thing about it is, with my limited time that I have, and I know that this is not your fault, the viewer, but with my limited time that I have, if I don't play a map, you know, if I say, well, you know, Oakfield is covered too much on YouTube, and I don't play that to make a series out of it, I'm probably not going to get to play it, because pretty much the time that I have right now, and again, it's not your fault, it's just down to work and it's down to honeydew projects and stuff like that, but the available time that I have is just, you know, allows me pretty much to be able to play the maps that I put on the channel, and that's the way that it is. And there are just oodles and oodles of wonderful maps out there. There are maps that if I were retired, if I had, you know, if time was no object and I could just play for hours every day, if I could replace my job, the 8, 9, 10 hours or more that I spend doing my job, my IT job, if I could replace that with playing Farm Sim, gosh, I think I'd go back and play some Lawfolds. I mean, and that would just be so cool. But you know, that's just not the case. I don't have that luxury, and I know many of you don't either. And of course, that's why I personally like to keep my episodes down to, you know, around 30 minutes or so. And unfortunately, my timer is showing me that this video I'm into my 36th minute, but you're not going to be watching 36 minutes of recording, because I've had some stuff that I'll be cutting out that will leave a lot of time on the cutting room floor, as they say. So anyway, the last thing I wanted to update you all on, because I know some of you are sort of living vicariously, living vicariously through me on my honeydew projects and such. And so the last thing I wanted to update you on was obviously our tile project. And so I did, let's see, so we grouted the tile on Saturday. We grouted the tile on Saturday the 24th of February. Got all the grout done. No, I'm sorry, we set the tile. I laid the tile on Saturday the 24th of February. I think that's the right date. So last night, Tuesday night, my wife, we have a internal instant message system at work, and she and I both work for the same company. And so she sent me an instant message saying, "Hey, do you care to grout tonight?" And the general idea was that if I didn't grout during the week, if I didn't get the grout in between the tile joints and get all of that done, then I would not, if I waited to do that until Saturday the 3rd, I would basically then be leaving on Sunday the 4th, not returning until the end of the week, and then basically have to finish up the baseboard, the skirting board, and everything on that weekend. So because we grouted the tile last night, and I'm a little bit sore today from that, but it's done and it looks fantastic. So pictures will be coming soon for you all to see. But because we were able to do that last night, then Saturday, the 3rd, I plan to get up. I've got to run to the big box store and get some skirting board or some baseboard, and then basically get that done. And so I will have that done while I'm away. The wife is going to paint that trim. She does a much better job of that kind of detail work and everything than I do. So she's going to do that, and then basically that way when I get back on the end of the week, then that project will be pretty much be all but done. I mean, I think that it's, and then we'll either, well, I don't think we're going to move on to anything else. I think I need to do some work in my wood shop. I need to do some other things, and I think that we just need to kind of take a step back and regroup. Maybe one thing I might do is I might replace the electrical switches and receptacles and stuff like that. And I was thinking, I don't know if I've mentioned this on an episode, but if you have the talent, if you have the ability, if you live in an old style house, kind of like I do, a house that was built in the early 70s, you can, you know, in addition to a fresh coat of paint and everything, you can really make a house look really more modern by having your switches and your outlets and everything replaced, and replace the covers and everything, and go with the more modern modular style switches and outlets and everything, and really sort of spruce up, if you will, a room by sort of doing it that way. So that's my home improvement advice to you from the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel. Okay, well, my timer is telling me that I've been rambling on here, babbling on for about 41 minutes now. Again, this video will not be 41 minutes long. It will, I don't know how long it will actually be, because I have kind of lost track of the amount of time that's going to end up on the cutting room floor. But one thing's for sure is I've really enjoyed recording this episode, regardless of all the little issues and everything that I've had, my forgetful nature and my losing my train of thought and all that kind of stuff. But I've really enjoyed playing this session, this game session for you all, making a video and everything out of it, and I really feel good, high energy, really loving the game, missing the game between sessions, so that's also a good thing. And I'm kind of making sure that I don't just overindulge and burn myself out and everything with all this. But anyway, I just will wrap things up here now, because obviously I need to get out and move that other big bud out of the way, and I think I might run down to the other end of this field and clean up that one section that he did miss there. You know, good help is often hard to find, but anyway, they don't do too bad of a job, I suppose. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and of course commenting and liking and subscribing and all that stuff. You're just terrific friends. I've met so many wonderful people, and that's really what I do this for. So there's some possibly some other thoughts that I would have shared, but I know we're running out of time, and perhaps I'll save that for another episode. But anyway, again, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate that. God bless you all, and don't forget, folks, take good care of yourselves and also of each other. In this huge world that we live in, really it boils down to the fact that we only have each other at the end of the day, and we need to take care of each other and ourselves and all that stuff. And of course, may God bless you all, and hope again that you all have had a wonderful February as I physically say goodbye to February, today being the last day of the month. And so we'll see if the whole what is it? Out with the lion, out with the lamb, in with the lion, or out with the lion, in with the lamb. I don't know. If that's related to weather, I think the weather's going to be pretty nice coming up here in my neck of the woods. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to some nice mild weather and getting rid of the whole snow and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching. I'm going to have to be kind of careful as I cultivate this so I don't ruin that other area there. But anyway, thank you all again so much, and I will see you down the road at some point in time. Not sure when that it will be, but it will be very soon. Take care now. God bless you all. Bye-bye.